Welcome to another inspiring 30 Goals conference event with Keynote Rose Bard, and we're super excited to have her. She's going to be inspiring us today. She's been an inspiration already for many people here that she has given a lot of support and inspiration to. Rose, can you tell us where you are today? Say hi to our audience.
Hi everyone, I'm in Brazil, in the south of Brazil right now. So it's very good to be here. I'm really happy. Thank you for watching, for coming.
So while she gets her slides together, I'm going to let you know a little about her. She's an English teacher fascinated by the learning process and its challenges. Her main focus is helping students develop life skills along with learning English. She teaches at a technological and educational institute, teens and adults. But also she is in her last year of pedagogical studies in the first language acquisition, reading and writing literacy. She's a mentor at ITDI, which is why we're giving a free ITDI scholarship to one of the attendees today for the advanced courses. She joined her local group of Google for Educators as a volunteer, and she looks forward to inspiring more teachers in public schools using Google tools. So I'll go ahead and let her take over to inspire you with her screen share. So Rose, do you have your the slides?
Just a minute, I'm getting it. There was a little bit. Always a little bit of problem here. Just a minute.
Rose has been really.
There we go.
One of the things about Rose I can say a personal story is my sister isn't usually I have sisters who are teachers and they're not social media. They don't even attend this conference. And they probably won't even read my book ever. But one of the things that got one of my sisters excited and probably being engaged and seeing the power of social media is my sisters wanted some readers for her blog, and Rose stepped up to the challenge, and Rose was like went and answered the post I put on, and my sister was super excited and really got to see the power of that. So I really appreciate Rose doing that and showing someone the power of being a connected teacher. So Rose, I'll give it to you so you can continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Shelley. I'm really happy to be here. And my goal today is to share 3 lessons that I've learned with my learners, actually, and the key steps to negotiate with learners. I would like to start first by saying that to give rein to students, to give learners rein, it means that they can actually learn critically about their own learning and also to set their own learning goals. And how can we do that, actually? Well, the first lesson that I learned was that we have to hear what they have to say. And for that to occur, actually, we have to be willing to share the floor with the students, to bring the students on board during the planning stage for the lessons or a series of lessons. So my goal today is really to inspire you to perhaps come together with your learners and co-construct a lesson together with them. And listening with interest, it's really important for that to happen, and also to build trust. So trust is really important to create this environment where we want learners to be on board. We want them to really participate in what is going to happen in the classroom. Another thing, characteristic that I think teachers must have, besides being willing to really bring the students on board, to hear what they have to say, and to hear with interest, is actually to develop this belief in the learner's potential. It has to be something really positive, and it has to come from us teacher. We have to believe that learners actually, they can share their ideas critically, they can listen to others critically too, even in a young age. And so this is the first lesson I learned from my own students. And even if they are not ready to do that, we can actually support them in the process by modeling. And this, by doing that, we foster the competencies that they need, which are really important to make decisions about their learning. And not just for learning, actually, a language or learning a subject, but actually, these are the competence they need to make better decisions for their own lives. So we have to believe in the capacity to learn from one another. One of the, in my studies, authors that really impacted my teaching, and also the way I started seeing learning from the point of view of life and not just the school, was John Holt. I read a book in 2008. Children, when we talk about children, children learn all the time. And they learn by looking at us, they learn by listening, they learn by trying out things, by having experiences in their lives. And then John Dewey says that we learn not just by experiences, but also by reflecting on those experiences. And we reflect on those experiences actually by listening. We listen to our students, the students listen to us. We have this community of trust and of learning, of course, and also they learn to listen to each other. So listening is really key here. The second lesson that I learned this time, not so much from my students, but also with them, it was that sharing is part of our lives. And it's also essential for human development because we have this need to share. Sharing is really a need, and sometimes we don't have the space to do that. And as Raquel Oliveira, one of our co-moderators of BRAUT, our Brazilian community for Brazilian teachers, she always say that's our motto, that is sharing, caring. And through this environment of sharing, it becomes a good environment, a healthy environment. And that's one of the things I think we ought to create in our classroom. And our students also have the desire to share their lives, to share their ideas, to share their opinions, to share something that happened to them. They have this desire, but sometimes we don't have the proper space to create. And as language learners, language teachers, we want to personalize teaching, and we need to create this space first before we can actually start personalizing our lessons. So we need to listen, and we need to share ourselves with others. So the second lesson would be share. Share what you think, let the students share, and create this community of sharing. The third lesson that I would like to share, we are always under construction. This is something that we have to have as a very strong belief. We are not end product. We are always under construction. And in this process of being under construction, we construct ideas as about things. We have assumptions. And sometimes these assumptions can be misleading. And we should try to prevent misunderstandings by assuming nothing. And what I usually do is ask. I like to ask questions in my classes with three focus. I ask questions to clarify. I ask questions to try to understand my students, to try to understand what they are trying to say, what they are feeling, what they are thinking, and also to find out more. So asking for me is really essential instead of like saying, oh, that's what you're saying. So I prefer to ask questions. And this has worked out so much more and so much uh, better even for students when they start asking questions instead of just assuming what I'm thinking. And so my tip would be, if you are in doubt, ask. If you're not sure, ask. It doesn't cost anything to ask a question. And it's really good because the other person actually will feel like, okay, you wanted to hear what I have to say. And I think this is really important. Active listening is something that we ought to develop. It's really important to build effective communication in the classroom. And I would like now to share what are the key steps that I use in my classrooms to actually to give my students rank. Um, the first thing that I actually do is, well, we have a curriculum in our school. We have something that the school, in each grade, they expect the students, or in each course, expects the students to learn. So what I do is I select from this curriculum for that exact moment where we are some choices. These choices can be tasks, can be skills, it can be contents. You have whatever you a topic maybe. But giving these choices, we make these choices based on our curriculum and lay down to students and say, okay, among these choices, which one, do you think would be really interesting, or you think it would be really good to give us a good learning experience? And then after giving these choices, we go through the discussion stage with a small group of students, up to 5 students. I do the mediation of the whole group. But if I have like 8, 10 students, I prefer to divide them in two groups. And then I give them the key, the questions to help guide them through the discussion stage, where they are going to first decide what they want to do. And then after that, we're going to discuss what objectives, what content, what can we learn from this, and so on. So this discussion stage is really important because this is where this is when actually you are going to be able to shape the plan. But this is co-constructed with the learners. So when you have this plan where it is co-constructed, the engagement of the students is shared responsibility with them. We have shared the responsibility of making decisions about what we're going to do. My role is to lead them, to help them make the best decisions during the process. It's not just like anything goes, of course not. I have to ask questions until they get where I want. But with with the open mind that is necessary for me to be also able to hear them. And maybe they will come up with ideas for the lesson that is much better than I could actually do. One of the things I learned through the years, especially working with teenagers and with all the changes in technology, all the changes, they became multitaskers. They are connected all the time. Not all of them, of course. I wouldn't say that 100% of students are like that. But especially with teenagers, I've noticed that it's more and more difficult to get everybody on board on what I want them to do. And it's starting to bring them on board in the planning stage. It's, it really helped to increase the engagement in the classes. And also they helped me also create the homework um, by giving me suggestions. Why am I learning English? By telling me why they are learning English, what kind of things they usually do outside the class. During this discussion stage, they also help each other by giving. I elicit from them tips, suggestions, recommendations of websites. YouTube channels where they can share with each other. We keep a wiki, a place where I can put all this material for self-access. And when I start having these conversations with them and they help me plan the lessons, everything changes. And it's not anymore my plan, but it became our plan. Of course, I'm the teacher. Of course, I have responsibility. And of course, I'm so aware of all of these. And they are too. We have different roles, and they know that. But listening to students, and it's really, really important. One of my plans for the next semester, one of my goals for the next semester is to actually expand this approach to other groups of students that so far I have been doing this with my 14-year-old students. They are in 9th grade. Usually have maximum 10 students in class, and I want to expand this approach to groups that I work with the course book. In this example I'm going to share now, I don't work with the course book, so I can totally adapt to what they are saying, to the materials they want, to authentic materials, and I can. One of my actually, I try to remember is grade the task and not the language, because my students, they are in contact with English through social media, they are in contact with English through games, TV series, and what they lack is confidence in speaking and writing what they are being observing from these medias. So I need to listen, and I need to create activities where I'm going to support them in their learning outside the classes. And one of the things my students, for example, told me was, I like watching YouTube videos, but I have difficulty understanding what they're saying. Could you do more listening exercises with those materials? And I said, of course. And I was very not surprised there, but saying like they really wanted to work on that. So this is something I want to share, these key steps, giving choices, going through discussions with them until you really get the plan. And maybe this is a plan not just for one class, but for a series of classes where everybody have the commitment to engage and do the activities. Actually, that's what happened with me recently with one of my groups, which I had difficult to engage them. Three students, but they were so different from each other. You actually, when you get my slides, you're going to be able to access the transcripts of the negotiation. I haven't transcribed all the session, but I will add it to the Google document this week, more of the clips from the interactions I had with them. And also the presentation, where the kind of activities that I chose to work with what they produced, and the blog post where actually um, we, which actually generated this presentation. And when you're reading the transcription, you're going to see like how different these three students they were, and how careful I had to be. You know, to it was like 30 minutes of discussions, but a discussion where everyone had a voice, and the one which least want to share, this is the one we have to value the most, because they don't have this ability, you know, to share the ideas without being afraid, and they just give up. So I hope you have enjoyed these lessons and the key steps. If you have any questions, I also put in my slides my email, and we can continue talking, or even after accessing the follow-up links I have left in my slides. Thank you so much for watching. It's so exciting. I'm so happy to be part of the 30 Goals conference and be part of this great community of teachers who create these goals and try together to achieve them. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shelley.
Well, thank you, Rose. We've actually had the most attendance on the chat for yours, so you had a lot of people really liking everything you have to say. So I'm going to let Mariana take over and kind of let you know what the audience had to say in the questions.
Thank you. That's nice.
I haven't noticed many questions, but I would say a lot of people agree with everything you have said. I love the comments. For instance, Judy said that she understands when some of the students say that they are no good at contributing or doing something, but she never have found that every student is good in contributing at least something. So something to teach all of us. And this is a good way of thinking, and I think Craig posted on Twitter that we have to believe in the ability to learn from others. This is something what you have already said, and I don't know if anybody else has more questions, but maybe you would like to comment on this, Rose.
Yes. This is really the key to this whole thing of giving learners rain. You know, you really have to believe that they are capable beings of taking over, to be responsible and active in their learning. It's sometimes we tell students, you have to do this, you have to do that. You have to do so many things to get good grades, but we forget to show them how much they can really develop it, and they can really do for themselves and for others. You know.
Yeah, they could contribute, right?
So much. I'm learning from them so much. And the more every year in this project, I work with the 9th graders. I started understanding in 2011 that I wasn't anymore getting the engagement I used to, and that was kind of frightening for me because I was always good with teenagers. They always loved me, and then suddenly they started having problems with me, and I'm like, oh my God, so what changed? And I start to question that. And I start questioning that with them. Back then, I didn't know how to open this space for them. So we had lots of moments where either I would give in to what they wanted, or they would just do as they were told. And but I never really liked this kind of relationship in the classroom. And then I started like at the end of the year create a questionnaire where I would ask them, okay, what did you like most? What did you find most useful this year? What do you think was missing that you can help me shape this course for the next year students? And then in the next year, I would share with the new students, okay, this is what the former, the students from last year actually said, and that's what we're going to incorporate in this year. What do you think? And let's think about it. So from there, we became like collaborators, you know, in the process of making this course, this project better for every year. And this was a journey that I started in 2011. And I can say that now I'm really fine about uh, how to do that in the classroom with my learners without losing track that it's my responsibility to make sure that they have things to learn and improve their language skills.
Yeah, we are changing every day and we are learning every day, and everybody loved your idea of that we are under construction, and I said that maybe this means that we are lifelong learners, and I think this is going to stick with all of us. And I would like to say that it was a fantastic presentation. Thank you so much, and
Thank
everybody
you.
loved it in chat. They are saying hi and thank you. So Shelley,
Oh,
back
thank
to you,
you.
and
So good.
good luck,
Yes,
Rose.
thank
See
you
you.
so much. And in fact, I just tweeted. I wish I could have captured it more, but I love your whole thing of saying that you have to realize that students are capable beings, and that really, I think that that speaks very much of sometimes we are like moms in a way. We have that feelings about us. We don't necessarily think about that. We are very scared. We want to mother, or we really caring about them. It's not that we think they're stupid, but we think that they're or lazy or anything like
No.
that. It's just we're so used to caring for people. So I love that the way you put it, that they're capable of, like I really loved it. I thought you said it in a beautiful way. So thank you so much. It was really incredible. And thank you for all you've done. There's so many teachers that have typed in your chat how much they love you. So
Oh, thank you.
you'll have to go back and see that. But
Thank
thank
you
you
so
very,
much
very
for your
much.
support. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for contributing to my own growth.